Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is Mike's Talks and Thoughts here. Back again today with another video, and today I have another ranking for you guys. I'm going to be ranking the 9 noble families from Game of Thrones from 9 to 1. Yes, I love the 9 noble families. I actually recently just got a poster. I'm going to put a picture up here of the 9 noble families. It's so great. I just think their backstory is so great. And I wanted to rank them for you guys on my channel here. So yeah, but before we get started with that, I would like to thank each and every one of you again for showing support on my channel here recently. If we could hit the subscribe button and like on my videos, that'd be greatly appreciated. Going up here on 200 subs, I have a special Q&A planned for 500 subs. And for 1,000 subs, I will be doing a giveaway. So definitely keep showing your support on the channel. But before we get started here, I also want to mention that this is going to be based solely on the show Game of Thrones. I have not read the books, so take that into consideration when I'm ranking these 9 houses. So yeah, first here I have House Aaron at number 9. So House Aaron is very interesting. They do come up very crucial in, of course, the Battle of the Bastards. That was easily their best moment on the show. But for me, not really big on House Aaron. I don't like Eliza or Robin at all. They are F-tier characters in my opinion. Did not like them at all. Really not big on House Aaron. Not much else with them in the story. So for me, they come in here at number 9. They could definitely be flopped around all the way up to the 7th spot, but for me, it coming at number 9. Coming in here at number 8, we have House Greyjoy. Now, House Greyjoy, of course, they rule the Iron Islands. Theon and Yara are probably the 2 best, but you have Euron and Balon, who I do not like at all. The Greyjoys, though, are interesting, of course. A really big relationship with Theon and, of course, the Starks later on. I think they're interesting, how they rule the sea. That is definitely an interesting part of the Greyjoys. But again, in the show, not much of a big powerhouse. In the ultimate story, of course, they kind of trade their allegiances and they go with Daenerys, which, of course, is really, really great in the series to see. Coming in here at number 7 here, we have House Tully. Now, House Tully, of course, is really, really great for being an ally with the Starks. And, of course, Catelyn Stark is from House Tully. The Tullys are pretty cool. They have a pretty nice battle, of course, versus the Lannisters. But, again, another one that is not really showcased much on the show. Like a really big standout character. Byron Tully is probably the biggest character we see of the Tully family, and he doesn't have really memorable scenes for me in the show. So for me, they come in at number 7 here on my Game of Thrones ranking. Coming in here at number 6, we have House Martell. Now, I actually really do like House Martell. Oberyn is one of my favorite characters in the entire show. I'm not really too fond, though, of his wife and his brother in the show. But Dawn is such a beautiful place in the Seven Kingdoms. It's probably like that, or the one that's coming up next is probably the best place to live here. I know everyone loves Winterfell, but no one would want to live in that cold. Dawn is so great. It's so beautiful there. It literally looks like Florida. I just think that's so great about the Martells. I love the way they fight. They are great fighters, how they use spears, and they're very key in using poison. So that is really, really interesting. I like the Martells. They are definitely a big step up from the Tullys here, from going from 7 to 6. But for me, they come in at number 6 on my list of ranking the 9 noble families. Coming in here at number 5, we have House Tyrell. Now, this is the other location. Highgarden is so beautiful there as well. I really like all of the Tyrells that we see in the series. Marjorie, Loras, and Olenna being the main 3. We see some other Tyrells as well, but those are the main 3 we see. They are all great characters throughout the show. I think Olenna is a badass, just The way she talks down to Cersei, and of course, when she reveals her secret of what happened at the Purple Wedding is really great. The Tyrells, of course, they're known for having the gold and being, the supplier of gold, which is really great. Gives them a lot of power. I like a lot of their characters. They come in at number 5 on my list. Coming in here at number 4, we have the Baratheons, House Baratheon. Now, Robert, of course, known for being the best of the Baratheons. We don't really get to see a lot about his story in the Game of Thrones show, except for stories, of course, but I have heard a lot of those stories on the show, and it's so great to hear about how great Robert was. I do like Stannis as well. Stannis is really interesting, and even Gendry, who's Robert's bastard, he is awesome as well as a character. I think House Baratheon is a badass house. They are really great, and they show up here at number 4 on my Game of Thrones house list. Now, the top 3 here, moving into the top 3, these are easily the top 3, and these are easily the 3 houses you think of the most when you think of Game of Thrones. For me, coming in at number 3 here, we have House Lannister. House Lannister is so great because you have Tyrion and Jaime and Tywin. I love all of those characters, especially Tyrion and Jaime. But the one thing that is bringing this family down is Cersei. If Cersei wasn't in this family and she was with another family or just didn't exist, they have a potential of being number 1 on my list. I love the Lannisters besides Cersei. Cersei is like my least favorite character on the entire show and definitely brings down the Lannisters for me. But I love a Lannister always pays their debts. Really great line. I like their house symbol of the lion. Just a very power-hungry house that has been around for so long. They've been pretty much close to King's Landing for centuries, even though they are from Castle Rock. Great family. So, number 3, the Lannisters. Now, coming in at number 2 here, this is going to be the one that most people pick as their number 1 house, and that is going to be House Stark. House Stark is kind of considered in the show the good guys, or who you want to root for. They are awesome, though. I love the Starks. I love Arya. Of course, Robb is great. I even like Sansa, and Ned's one of my favorites, of course, from the earlier seasons. Catelyn's great. The Starks are great, and of course you find out more about their history and all that goes on with them. Winterfell is such an interesting place. I know I definitely wouldn't want to live there, but it is probably the most interesting place of the main main 7 kingdoms in the series. The Starks, just such an honorable family, such a family you want to root for, and they come in at number 2 on my list. But coming in here at number 1, for me, is House Targaryen. I'm definitely House Targaryen. I know that is kind of controversial considering their past, but I just love this house. I love Daenerys so much. I love the dragons. And of course, you find out about another character in the series who technically is a Targaryen. I'm not going to say who it is, but if you've seen the series, you know. Him being there as well adds another layer to the Targaryens. Like I said, I love the dragons. I just really like their family dynamic, I know that they're, kind of disgusting with all the stuff they do, with the inbreeding, and of course the Mad King is a really big taint on the Targaryens, but they have the best house sigil. To me, the dragon looks the best. Fire and Blood is amazing. Just for me, I've always loved that, and I can't wait to see the prequel series, House of the Dragon, of course, based off House Targaryen, my favorite house in Game of Thrones. And yeah, comes in at number 1 on my list. So yeah, that is going to conclude here for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and drop your list down below ranking the 9 noble families from Game of Thrones. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.